Welcome to my channel. Thank you for visiting Conversations for Self. My name is Simona, and I am here to assist you with the conversations for self that you need in order to find healing from heartbreak, childhood traumas, and just having to live in this world. So, pain, trauma, emotional healing is something I was good at before I did my own healing journey. But now that I have completed my own healing journey, it is definitely something that I have mastered the skill in. So I invite you to ask any questions. Just if I can help in any kind of way, just reach out and let me know. I am recording this video because I want to touch on the type of pain that comes from childhood trauma. And these are the types of pain that we learn to live with and we learn to be comfortable with. So, one of the things that I consistently ran into in my adulthood is wanting to be happy, wanting to have, the dream life, the picket fence, the happy, couple, family type life. And I wanted that. However, that was something that I was not practiced in. And it was something that I wasn't well versed in. Unfortunately, people are people. None of us are perfect. And unfortunately, a lot of us, and if we look at our parents, if we look at our grandparents, if we look at our great-grandparents, we can go back through the generations and see, how misaligned lessons were handed down, or what are referred to as generational curses. And it just has been a setup for failure. And it, just a culmination of bad teaching on top of bad teaching on top of bad teaching that's just handed down. And, it's not intentional and it's not malicious. It's just how things have been done. So that's how things have always been done. So then we are, thrust into the world where, we know what we want in our mind. We know these ideals, but we don't have the practice in it. And as I was going through my healing journey, one thing that I found myself resisting was letting go of the pain. Not because I wanted it to be there, but it had become my comfort level. Pain had become my comfort blanket. It was what I was familiar with. So it was difficult to break away from the subconscious attraction to the pain because, again, it is what I was used to. And also letting go of the pain also, to me, in my mind, meant letting go of my justification for being a strong woman. Especially, and I hesitate to touch on this, but especially being a minority, a double minority woman. It to me, it comes from, both sides. The strong, black woman, the strong Puerto Rican woman. Um, both stereotypes, both, you know, means, ideals, um, just those pictures. And when you're looking, um, you know, at what you should look like and what you should strive for, and you're looking at, resilience, strength and tenacity and, all of those things. Um, and it gave me justification for, holding on to my anger as well. Um, because, that's where, my fight came from. And that's where my drive had come from, was from my anger. And to let go of that was, again, to let go of my identity, to let go of myself. So I was very much wrapped up, in the pain, in the victim, in the victim role, in, being a, lifelong victim. And you're just having to learn to let that part go, and not just to let it go, but to no longer allow that to be my identity. Um, and as I learned to be comfortable with happy, being comfortable not having conflict, being comfortable not having to fight the world, being comfortable not having to fight my thoughts, being comfortable to not, comfortable not having to have this wall up, being comfortable not wearing armor 24/7, being comfortable putting my cape up, not being Superwoman 24/7. As I, was getting comfortable with that, I realized that my strength was just a wall, just a huge wall that was there for my protection. And that's where my strength was. And that wall was actually not my strength, but my weakness, because nothing could get in, but nothing to hurt me, but nothing could get out either. I was a prisoner in my wall. I was a prisoner in my pain. I was a prisoner in my anger, a prisoner of my identity. So the wall did more harm than good. And the pain that I identified with was another shift that was very difficult. It was very uncomfortable. Not uncomfortable because it hurt more, but it was uncomfortable because it hurt less. And I had to get used to being silent and not in turmoil. That was new. Very new. It was almost like going from, a rundown one bedroom, one bathroom, rodent infested something, to this huge mansion, to where everything is perfect the way that it should be. But it's like I can't sleep. I can't rest because there are no holes to patch up. There are no, there is no traps to put down. There are no, rodents to worry about. There is no insects to worry about. I don't have to, nobody's breaking in. So it's just the getting used to the peace, getting used to the calm. Um, was another difficult thing to do. Um, because when All your life you had to fight. And now there is no battle. And it's just quiet. And you've never been there before. Yeah, it's an adjustment. It is an adjustment. I'm to the point where I can sit in my home with the TV off. I have a den that I don't sit in. I have a TV that I never turn on. The peace just feels so good. And the quiet is no longer loud. It's welcoming and it's comforting. So it's definitely an adjustment that I have made. But letting go of those identities, letting go of what was comfortable, and pain was comfortable. That was another hurdle that I had to cross, was being comfortable with no pain, no heartache, no battles, no fights. That of all things, that was one of the more difficult things. Getting used to the peace was something that I had to adjust to. I'm definitely adjusted to it now. Well adjusted to it now. Because people are calling me like, when are we gonna hang out? And I'm like, I don't know, let me think about it. Like, my peace feels so good right now. Like, I don't even want to hang out. And it's in a good way. It's not, depression, I'm hiding away. It is just like, I love myself and I can be alone and not be lonely. I do have moments where, I do wish someone was here, but I'm okay. I'm still okay. I'm still okay. Just me and my babies. And it's a wonderful feeling. It is. But one of the areas that you will need to look at is your comfort level with pain. And one of the things that you will have to look in the mirror and say, am I addicted to pain? Like, is this something that I'm going to have to rehab from? And it very much is something that I had to rehab from, because that hit, that pain, that hit of pain, that hit, that sting, that burning sensation in my chest, like that had become so familiar and so comfortable that it almost seemed unnatural to not have it. So we do have to ask ourselves, and of course, as you go along your healing journey, again, like, are you subconsciously, unintentionally being attracted to things, persons, places that are going to give you that hit of uncomfort, discomfort, and that burning sensation, that rush, that adrenaline? Is that something that you're addicted to? Because that's something that I had to address myself. But again, once you heal that, your life will be a million times better. I promise. It will be a million times better. The journey is worth it. But again, it goes back to how I always end my videos and what I always say. Emotional healing, true emotional healing, and true genuine self-love are so very necessary. So very necessary.